I start out with this, and I remember when he was at Tennessee, he then transferred to Wake Forest, and immediately, as we just had those sound of all the guys in this studio about, this is different. He's got different stuff, and I think the biggest thing to take away of this breakdown is, here's a major league pitcher in a time with a ton of metrics and a lot of different statistics and angles and degrees. He is a old school gunslinger. He's a two-pitch pitcher, essentially, throws some changeups to lefties, but there's nothing tricky or cute about this guy with respect to his repertoire. All right, let's go into this. I'll tell you, it's so fun for me. Wait a minute, I'll stop.
He's a gunslinger.
He's a gunslinger. Look at this right here, Roflo. Hey, Cliffy, look at this guy at Wake Forest. This is like, you ain't hitting it. I've got a fastball up in the zone and a power slider. I try to throw it as hard as I can. When I watched this, I said, our commissioner with the second pick in 2024, guys. We are getting guys up to the big league so quickly, but I want to show this. I don't know what this is going to look like in 10, 15 years from now. This is the 2024 draft. This is only a couple years ago, folks. Look at this. We got brand names right there. Bazana's already up with Cleveland. Mentioned Burns. Kurtz, I think he's going to have MVP in his or two in his pocket. Look at all of these guys. Connor Griffin just signed a long-term deal. Christian Moore, amazing of what's transpired with a lot of these guys. And I want to show that because every bit of what it was deserved for the second pick overall is Chase Burns. All right, here it is. What has he done? Why are we doing this? He's pitching today for the Reds, and boy, can he throw it. I think that this is an impressive arm, and he's only going to get better with respect to understanding what he's trying to accomplish and do with command. These are great numbers right here. No question about it. This is all-star material. Let's go on to what makes him special. And I mentioned that he's a two-pitch pitcher. This is, if you look at this delivery, there are guys that have to command, and there are other guys that go, okay, fastball away. When I land my foot, I'm letting it rip. 98, 99, 100, numerous times, four-seam fastball at triple digits. There is nothing cute about this. This is my reference to cute. You look at his delivery, you look at his attitude. This tells me, hey, this guy's a closer. This is a back-end arm, the way he goes about it. If you watch here, the delivery, watch him come through here. He's got decent extension. It's not an elite top extension, but he gathers greatly. You talk about the power on the back leg, great angle coming out, the land, and here comes the pull down. He comes off a little bit, clears his head, which allows him to be very high. His release height is one of the higher in baseball. Here it is, four-seam fastball velocity. This is, folks, right here. We got right-handers up here. All the right-handers, it's induced vertical break. So here's what I want to accentuate. We keep hearing, now Mizorowski might be in a whole different category because we're seeing 102, 103s. But we see a fair amount, not a lot, but we see a lot of guys now, 96, 97, 98. A guy like Cliff Floyd's going to get it going a little sooner. You got to have something else. What makes his special is this induced vertical break. It basically defies gravity. It stays through the air higher. The average is about 16 inches. You can see the top elite velocity guys. He's got the best induced vertical break. So it makes a guy like Chase Burns, who's gonna throw two pitches, gas upstairs and a power slider, even that much more harder to hit. Okay, let's go to next. So we established in fastballs. This right here is nasty. And when I look at his delivery, again, it'll depend on the count. There's the bullet spin, and it's power. These are 90, 91 miles an hour. 93 to Corey Seager. This is crazy. So there's nothing about feel, and I'm not saying he doesn't have an idea to throw it in the zone or out of the zone, but when he gets to foot landing, it is massive pull down with unbelievable break to it. All right, highest whiff percentage on a single pitch. Well, these are all different variety of pitches. You see Cruz with the Yankees with the splitter. We got changeup down there with Christopher Sanchez, slider, you see it. But the slider, this is amazing. You got closer, reliever, closer, and a starter. There's only two starters on here with the highest swing and miss, and he having it with the slider. So it is that special. And I want to accentuate that because we talk a lot about pitch pairing and a lot of different ideas about how you exploit a hitter's weakness. He doesn't care a whole lot about that. The hitters know he's going to get a fastball slider. All right, let's see what batters look like here when we see about what he actually does. All right, we got Bobby Witt Jr. He's a first ball fastball hitter. Casey's up 2-0 in the third inning. Go ahead and play it, Lucas. Third base side of the rubber. He goes slider off the plate. See, Bobby wanted it. Foul late on 97 miles an hour. High cheese. That's what he throws. The 1-1 to 1-2. He's seen if he's going to tease him on the slider. He liked the take. He came back with it. But again, it comes down to arm speed. If you have a special secondary pitch, hold up right there. Thank you, Lucas. You got a secondary pitch, even though it's off speed. You know, fastball kids, little league, high school, college, minor league, big leagues. You think that because it's a slower pitch, you slow it down. Cliffy, come on over here if you get a chance.
Here I come.
These guys hit that. They could see that. If it's 98 gas with a certain arm speed and now I'm going to slow down to get a slower off-speed pitch, that's what makes his slider so much harder to hit. There's not a whole lot of time between the separation at 98 and 91. All right, go ahead and play this. We got Brandon Nimmo. Cheese down and away. Gas 98. He's trying to get him to chase 99.
Right.
That was a tempted slider there, Cliffy.
That's round down
He's
the middle.
still late, right?
Yep.
And then boom. Unbelievable tilt.
Unhittable.
But what I like about Cliff, and I'm curious. All right, real quick before Cliff, this is pretty good. I asked, research with respect to what we're doing here, and Seth, who does a great job, I said maybe he's spraying it. You know, if you're a two-pitch pitcher, yes, he's throwing 98. This is pretty good, Cliff. Basically, just look at the red, folks. The red is the primary where the pitches land mostly. He's an elevated high fastball with a bully fastball down the middle. But this right here, there's not a whole lot of spraying right here. This is sliders on the plate and then chase, like you just saw with what he did with Nimmo on the plate and then Bobby Witt Jr. All right, Cliff, you played what, 15 years?
17. Don't shortchange me.
All right. Who reminded you of this? You got in the box, and there was a guy saying, you know what, Cliff, I know you're a good fastball hitter, but you ain't hitting my fastball. Who were some of those guys?
If I go back all the way, I mean, Kurt Schilling, when I first got in the league, was that dude. Tommy Green was another. When you think about these dudes that were just coming at you, when I was in the minors, I got away with so much, right? I could get away with, you miss location, I'm getting you. I got to big leagues, I'm like, well, then the catcher's like, hey, how far are you coming back, right? Start talking to you differently because things change.
So you mean back in the box?
Back in the box. I'm like going as far as I can because now I'm trying to catch up. Now I'm trying to figure out how much time I have because normally I was up here, I was easy, everything worked.
All right, so let me stop you there. So this is good. You got fastball slider, the percentage of, he's a 60-something, almost 60% fastball. So are you eliminating, by backing up, you're talking about you need a millisecond more?
Yeah.
All right, so when you back up, are you now going to just disregard the slider?
Get the slider.
Okay, so you're looking hitter.
Well, I'm not hitting that. What you just showed right there, I'm not hitting that. All right, if I get to that point, then I'm not tipping my hat ever, but I've given up on trying to hit the other pitch because I know it's dirty. So when I get the 2 strikes, I'm battling. Now, I have a game plan, but my plan is, as I'm walking up to the box, I'm going, you cannot miss the fastball. Okay. It's imperative that you look at this fastball and go, boom, I got to get on a swing, got to come off quick. Mindset, you change everything because he's different. So when we had J.J. Weatherholt from the Cardinals yesterday, he goes, you're thinking here, the ball's down there. That's how hard these guys are throwing when you face them Miz, when you face them Burns. Like, these dudes are coming at you differently, and I think for me, Al, I think you have to eliminate and get that A swing off as quick as you possibly can on the fastball.
All right, let me ask you this, because the other thing that makes him special, and it's one of the best pitches, I think we have a board on his the batting average against and the numbers that we look at on the slider. But secondary pitches, changeup, split, curveballs, all the pitches that are out there. What makes it difficult for you as a hitter to identify, here comes the changeup, here comes the split, curveball, slider, whatever, difficult to hit? What do you see and what don't you see?
The one thing you said when you was talking about him is command, location. If you're locating the pitch that is wherever you want to say in the box, like we're taught to hit your best pitch. For me, it's like, hey, what's your pitch that you like to hit? Well, I liked it in. Well, you can't miss that pitch. Yeah. Well, if he's locating middle away, now what chances do you have to be successful in that bat? Okay. That's the advantage these guys have when you talk about pitching. And so when you look at usage, I'm saying to myself, I'm like, well, yeah. Like our hitters meeting is changed with velocity type guys.
So here, I just want to end with this, Roflo. His slider, it's awesome. He's got the highest average velocity.
But see what I'm saying, though?
Fourth highest.
Like you're not hitting it. So if you get into a point where if we're having a hitters meeting,
go ahead.
I'm telling my guys, I'm like, Well, I'm gonna give you this sheet of paper. It's gonna tell you this opponent's average is hitting $126 against his slider. It's a long night if you get into a slide piece. That's
So,
all I'm
Roflo,
saying.
you're not looking for the slider tonight.
No. Period.